Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy P Farm Thinking Right out here in the lab, and I'm back in the book. Okay, I'm beating it up. I'm getting my book and getting beat up, but that's why I take it everywhere I go. So I gotta start limiting. Well, I carry my book. It's getting beat up real bad. All right, but let's go. I'm out here doing my thing for you, doing what I do for you. But we in lesson 3 now. I'm cherry picking, so I'm moving a little faster. But I'm gonna take my time to explain the lessons a little more thoroughly. Hopefully, I can get across my message a little bit better. Like I say, I'm cherry picking. I'm not doing the fluff. This is no fluff. So let's go. Rightism, 24 hours live by. Storyteller, story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in to receive them. I appreciate you. You got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission, and I'm on it, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. You see where we going with this? So let's get that together. But I asked the question, do you know you? You will when I get through. It's rhetorical, but if you know how to answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. Yeah, that's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And to my yacht be true. Right thinkers, we in lesson number 3. We're going to answer the questions from lesson 2. Hope you got a good understanding. Now, lesson 3, I'm going to give you a few words that you may not be familiar with, but I'm going to explain it to you and break it down to you. So right thinkers, let's talk about how to understand the cosmic anomythograph. What the hell you just saying? Cosmic, up there. Cosmic means the universe. Ano means one. Myth means the story. Graph is the story of what you're being told. I'm going to break it down for you, hope a little bit better. But that's the cosmic anomythograph of the tree of life and the philosophy of another word, Theurgy, Theurgy, of the tree of life. And the Theurgy means the study of the God, the origins, the beginning. Okay, so the boys are thorough too. Okay, let's go. So if we look back, and I'm going to slowly, meticulously go through it because this is good information. I want to make sure I get it out clear, make sure you understand it. So I'm going to try to slow it down and break it down. If we look back on the outer manifestations of myths, myths are story to teach, to educate, to enlighten. Religions based on myth. Okay, moving on. But a myth and engage in serious, in-depth mythology to study, to learn. We call it Shidi, the study of myths. Something most people are not usually willing to do. I love reading. I love learning. So this is right down my alley. But for those who don't, might be a little hard. So I'm here to help you out. If you like the reading, I got the audio for you. So that's my thing. All right, I take the reading for you and break it down. Let's go. And most people aren't usually willing to do that. Even though the myth is just the surface, the exoteric, I tell you, I teach esoteric, ES, meaning the hidden. Exo, EX, meaning the outer. That's what everybody gives you. I don't have time for that. That's what I call it fluff. Let's get to the real deal, okay? I'm going to break this down for you, show you that's the idea of teaching. But esoteric information is the general information across the board. Now I know this knowledge is not for the masses. I'm sorry. I got to realize why. This is next level stuff. That's why people who want this, study this. People who don't care, that's why 85% of y'all, they consider y'all ignorant. And I keep saying that because y'all don't want to put the work in. Y'all lazy. Personally, why? Do your own work. That's all y'all looking at. We got AI now. Nobody's going to study. Nobody's going to do their due diligence. So everybody's going to be dumb. and the computer gonna take over. Yeah, I try to do a little foresight, excuse me, predicting. But I see where we going. I see where we been, so I know where we headed. It ain't good. Why? We know the foretelling or the future says when man reaches his zenith of technology, he's going to self-destruct. That's been prophesied. We hauling ass to technology. How we can't get there fast enough? So that's we racing to what? Our own destruction. Moving on conceptually, but back to the lesson. But surface information, that's the basic knowledge. Exoteric aspects of religion. All religion is exoteric. It don't break the stuff down for you like it should. They should tell you that damn book is full of myths. Sorry, I'll keep religion, that's why I don't do it. But religion, we discovered, is a higher philosophical perspective. And also is a way to relate ourselves to what? To the characters of the myth. All Christians want to be like Christ. All the guy they talk about is disciples. Those are all life lessons. There's no life lessons. Yeah, mythological, allegorical life lessons that you can learn and manifest. Just like my philosophy, principles, and concepts that you can manifest and practice for yourself and make it work. That's why I got no problem with religion. I just got my own. That's all. But watch this. With the myth, and thereby you are able to religion is supposed to get you to God. That's the tension. And you're able to what? Discover the same mysteries that the ancient practitioners discovered. But if y'all practicing that religion, Christianity, that ain't the ancients. That ain't ours. This is the Greeks and the Romans stuff. You know that? So please, that book, 2,000 years old. This information, 5,000 at least. I'm being nice, okay? But that's my point. So what I got, you don't know. Why? You don't study. I did this. I studied this on my own time. Moving on. And again, you can't get this. You can go business yourself. You gotta go to college and get all that nonsense. No, get self-knowledge. Okay, do it. Let me put your work in. Moving on. But the idea is to discover and find what? The same powers right there. The forces that you use. I gave you all that lesson, how to use it, harness it. Be like them. It's going to break it down for you some more. Excuse me. And harness the powers that they found, what? Many times when people look at the Kemetic religion of African religions in general, what happens? The Indian concept, etc., they see what they call lots of gods right there. God and goddesses. We teach you, I try to tell you, the first 5 is elements. Fire, earth, wind, and heaven. Those are 5 qualities, that elements that God put in place before man even got here. Hence, all knowing, all conscious. He knew before we got here what we were going to need, and he did that. So, moving on. This is all lessons. This is to teach you, not to brainwash you, to have you follow some nonsense. Okay, I ain't got time for that. I'm trying to enlighten you to yourself, so you and God can have your own one-on-one. Okay, you can get your own Yoda, your own decision advisor. That's your mind. Okay, and some people who are prideful Westerners, watch this. They think they have what they call real advanced religion. Before I lose my mind. If you believe that what you're practicing from the Christian, Islam, and Judaism religion, that's not original. Simple as that. Moving on. But y'all believe it is, and watch this. Y'all practice, you think y'all got the advanced religion in the form of Judaism, Islam, Zoroastrianism, which is before y'all, and Christianity. And because it is supposed to be monotheistic. Y'all claim that Moses Creek. No, we way past that again. And y'all get information that's bad and you push it like it's good. It's wrong. Simple as that. Y'all got it wrong. Moving on. But y'all claim to be monotheistic. Akhenaten, the Pharaoh, the heroic Pharaoh, he changed Amen to Atum. Everybody was pissed, but because he's the Pharaoh, he can do that. Like, we got a nonsense running the country now. He can do whatever he want. He feel like he can do whatever he want. Somebody had to stop him. They did. It went back to what we knew before that. Again, certain people do what they want. That's why one man don't need power. That's just a waste. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Why? They're going to abuse it. Simple as that. Ain't that man in power didn't abuse it. Moving on. So again, monotheism, they thought they created that. And it is supposedly be based on, what's this, real God. Y'all don't have a clue about real God. The original God was black. That Christ y'all got ain't the original. That God y'all believe and told you who this, I, this, that ain't the God that I serve. Simply that. And the real God is the one that you understand for yourself. That God that they selling you, that ain't the real God. Moving on. And because y'all belief is so strong, y'all create miracles. If you got the truth, you don't need no damn miracles. Called blessings. Moving on. And if you earn them, that's what you do. You earn them. Not wish and hope for somebody gonna just bless you. Come on, that makes no sense. Excuse me, get back to the lesson. But we try to understand this concept of God. Y'all claim the religion, y'all got the real God. And that supposedly existed, watch this, and interacted with people at a specific point in history. Y'all got that concept from the Cometians. We tell the story where Ra walked with man. Ra aged like man. He got old, man mocked and pissed him off. He said, okay, I'm out. I'm going up there. Only people gonna get to me the ones who earn this position and pass the feather test of Maya to show how righteous and they living right. So they come out here with a pure heart. That's a philosophical concept. Y'all doing the same thing, but y'all getting it from the people who ain't intentions are good. Simple as that. Moving on. And while the religions that y'all profess to be are so comparison, only mere speculations and myths in the sense that what? Of fake or at least incorrect religious practices. Y'all got it wrong. The physical body ain't going to heaven. Christ ain't sitting at the right hand of the Father. God is inside you. If you put God somewhere else, I'm so done. That's why I don't deal with that. Sorry, I get excited. That pissed me off that y'all just keep driving that dynamic. And it never was right. It ain't gonna be right. But they still perpetrating 2,000 years. Y'all still telling the same lie. Boy, y'all dealing with it. What Shaggy said, wasn't me. Y'all down with it. Wasn't me. Yeah, it wasn't me. Moving on. But y'all practice a false concept. And this is, of course, a limited view, but also an erroneous understanding based on what y'all misinterpretation of what their own religious concept. Y'all can't get it together. Y'all, same thing. But I ain't never had an argument with nobody about Maya. Not a one. Not a discrepancy. No, it is what it is. And we all know that. Anybody trying to change it, add, take it away. It is what it is. That's what it is. You can't come somewhere and know the rules and say, well, I want to do this. Well, you got to go. That's what Adam and Eve. They couldn't follow the rules. They got to go. In the household, my kids can't follow the rules. You got to go. Simple as that. It's all conceptual. You manifest it with a philosophy that you can practice and it'll work for you. Religion ain't working. Moving on. They don't realize they don't realize that contained under the surface appearance of the many God and goddess that they claim, there is what we know to be a science behind it. When I tell you the heart conscious is spelled COSCIENC, that's scientifically fact proven. Today. This was done 10,000 years ago, concept. What's this? Today, they just found out, maybe last 20, 30 years, that the heart got a bigger brain than the brain that's in our head. And we got two hemispheres to that one. And the heart ain't but the separate function box, okay, folded up together. Hold on. I think the heart would just pump blood. I was so ignorant. Man, the heart don't do shit but pump blood. See, ignorance is ignorance. Not knowing and just spouting off at the damn mouth and don't know what you're talking about. That was him. Didn't know jack about nothing except the streets. Drugs and streets, that's it. Outside that, I'm a fish out of water. With the information I got from him, outside the street, that meant nothing. But I'm trying to give you information, philosophical concept that you can practice for yourself. Why? I do. And they don't realize, what's this? Under the fact, it's a proven science. This ain't no haphazard nonsense. We put this together so you can follow it and master oneself. That's it. We ain't trying to brainwash you, control you, manipulate you. No, everybody should be free to do their best self, be their best self. But they don't know who the hell they are. You can lead them any way you want. And that's what's been going on for the last 2,000 years. Y'all going the wrong way. The sacred science, that's what we called it. It's sacred. Why? Because it's inner science. It's inside. It's something you have to make for yourself. God has to be experienced by every individual. Not, I can tell you about God. No. God, in my understanding, the God that I serve, why? He the one blessing me. I don't know what your God do for you. Don't know what you're doing. Ain't got nothing to do with that. It's personal. Hence, thyself. Know God for yourself. And the science, what's this? They called it Theurgy. How we go now? This is the education part. Theo. Okay. It means related to divinity, God. And ergy means the science. Hello, ding, 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 ding. The science of what? The science of gods and goddesses, which we know to be elements and concepts and principles that you can practice. We know nature, we got that right there. Okay. And what's this? When you got science with the God and goddesses, that elevates what? Our consciousness. This thing right here, our mind, by what? Showing us the intricate aspects of what we call the nature, God. From the aspect, ancients didn't call him God. God is a modern name for the all-encompassing, the absolute. The same we call him Neteru or Netter, Nebercha. We got names for him. Why? We knew who we were. We had a philosophical concept that broken down in a bunch of different ways. That's why. And the gods and the goddesses and what they represent. They showed you this was all writing in the picture form that I call magic. We call magic Netter, y'all call hieroglyph. We going back to now, they call them memes, all that. It's the same, it's information given out. We just using different hieroglyphs, different signs, same thing. I got the whole book, Signs and Symbols. I've been doing signs forever. We need to recognize as the people that what? Signs and symbols that y'all obviously only got the exoteric message, not the esoteric. If you had the esoteric, you be cussing. Well, you say, you find out a lot of stuff that they doing to you. All right, because they think you're ignorant. And y'all are. Ignorant just means not to know, not dumb or stupid. That's an action. Ignorant just means not to know. And they feel like the mass of the people is just ignorant and they can tell them anything. I get a little annoyed with that because they playing us. I don't like to be played. All right, that's why I got knowledge of self. You can't play me. I ain't the one. So I'm trying to help all my people I could to be the same way for themselves. I ain't get none of that. You do. I do it for you. I got mine. I'm doing it. So I ain't got to worry about me. I'm helping you. And what they, the God and goddesses, what they represent. And if we begin to understand, not misunderstand, not misinterpret, not some superstitious nonsense, understand what the God and goddess aspects, again, parts of your character, they will now be able to, ready? This is my main thing, to master those cosmic forces within yourself. Hence, know thyself. In other words, you have to understand creation. I always start with creation. Why? Everybody do. In the beginning, who was there? Nobody. But theology tells you, I got a concept. A philosophy put together a myth, a story to explain it. Wasn't nobody there. So Pete, don't get caught up. Well, he said this. Everybody said something. When you like the Jews, I love the fact they picked the God Yahweh and been riding him ever since. I take Yahweh for two. And they've been riding it ever since. So y'all took y'all God, Christ, and y'all been riding him for 2,000 years. Okay, whatever. I got mine. I'm riding them. 10,000. That's all. What you got works for you. What I got works for me. I don't have a problem with what you do. Moving on. You shouldn't have a problem with me. Moving on. But once you understand the creation itself, because it's a story that tells you about life, in order to realize that there is a deeper aspect to what y'all call religion, we need to do what the ancients, commissions, called ab. What does the AB? It means, again, how I live, to purify oneself first. Start with you. Start with self. And everybody else doing the same thing. We all be on the same accord. We all be vibrating on the same frequency. They did that years ago. And was all about what? Perfection. Oneself. Perfection is through practice. You ready? Of Maya. I've been doing this over 20 years, and I know for a fact what that's about. It's a principle that I live by, philosophy that I can uphold and stand on. I've been doing it for a while now. I even changed it to mine. Why? Because I put my little twist on it, so now it's mine. But I mastered the Maya philosophy, and you can do this by practicing Maya religious actions. When you do something every day, it's religiously. That means you practicing it every day. Maya tells you what? In your day-to-day life, practice me. When daily. I say the same thing. That's where I got it from. Okay, sorry. But in the Maya righteous actions, now in the three aspects of learning or action, there are, you ready? Your thoughts. You got to think first. Everything starts with a thought. And right thoughts lead to what? Right words. Right words lead to what? Right deeds. And these things will be done in that sequence, and it works like a charm when you practice it with daily. And then it will, what this? Then it is more important to even study your religion beyond the what? The limited stages of the myth and the ritual. That means you should practice it. Know the story, practice the ritual, and meditation. That's how you get to God. God is up here. You have to raise up to get to him. He's hidden where inside you. Moving on, that's the concept. And if you're practicing right thinking philosophy or the Theurgy that I'm teaching, you act as a what? Theurgist. That means you know the God concept, you understand it, and it's plenty different concepts and views to pick and choose from. That's all you got to do. And how about this? Muslims, y'all the latest on the totem pole. Y'all last. Okay? Christians before y'all. Okay? So all that, y'all the original man, stop that nonsense. Just understand y'all took Allah and stay with that and work with it, please. Stop trying to tell everybody about how original, how only. Stop that. That's badgering. That's just wrong. Practice your religion and leave other people alone. Practice what you preach. Y'all teach peace and all that. Okay, so do it. That's all. The Jews don't care what we say and do about them. As the right thinker, I don't care what you say and think about me. I just do what I do that works for me. Moving on. I don't need no validation from y'all to get to God. I'm a one-on-one man, okay? But once you get the concept, now you can what? Apply them. Use the characteristics of the nether rule. That means become, like, listen, this is the lesson right here. I'm seeing the clock. I don't give a crap. I got a nice little paragraph. I got to get this in because this is what I call the meat and potatoes. Because if you get the concept, now you can what? Implement it. You can practice it. And now you can apply the characteristics of the nether rule, the divinities, to those three aspects by your actions. Excuse me. You start acting like them. You start talking like them. You start thinking like them. You become them. I eat, sleep, and drink Maya. I am Haru. I know who I am. I've been through Set, my ego. I conquered him. I got him under my control. I know my mortality. That's Neftet. I know my intuition, wisdom. That's Aset. I know my spirit is of Asar, who is my father, who I'm going to meet. If when I die, the spirit goes back to him, where's it come? All these are all concepts, theology that you can practice and learn for yourself. I've been doing this for a long time. Just like meet my old friend, getting back to myself. And when you become enlightened, when you climb this tree of life, you've reached the epitome of what? Nihas. You got knowledge of self. That's it. Now you can live as an enlightened being. That's fun. Or a blissed out being, whatever you want. Walking the earth happy within oneself. Right here on earth. Not dying and go to heaven, because if you die and ain't did nothing here on earth, you ain't going to heaven. Conceptually, I'm just saying. All right, I'm sorry about that. Let me get back to the lesson. But you have to become them. Engulf each one at a time. You master Haru. You master Set. Why? Because that's the ego in you. If you don't have him under control, you ain't never going to make it to the top. Why? He going to hold you back. He going to keep pulling you back. That's the anvil you got to cut. Okay? Why? He going to hold you back. That's why. So, metaphorically, philosophically. And then you start even feeling like them. Feel their pain. Feel it. You actually engulf yourself in them. This got crazy. No, that's what you got to do. And eventually what happened? You now will end up, what? Being like them. Kobe knew that if he went in the gym every day, put hours of working on his game to be like the guy that say the best. He was wanting to be the best, and he challenged the best. He went after him, and he came close to anybody else. But he proved that if he put the work in, nobody worked hard as Kobe. Anybody did it since then, what? That ain't gonna happen. The work you put in, everybody ain't built for that. That's all. And those who chasing greatness, they go on the trend. He went it. Muhammad Ali did it. Mike wasn't built for that. Mike just had a gap. He had to give. He had to give. God's gift. T.D. Jakes. He found out what worked for him, and he worked it. Yeah, he's still working it. That's how you make a mint. A legend. Legendary. He's the best thing going. I ain't a Michael Jordan fan, but that guy can play that game. You can say what you want, think what you, I don't give a crap, but he's a bad man. And you give respect. That's all you got to do. You ain't got to like it. You got to follow it. You got to respect it. That's my point. And I have explained again before that these are the aspects of being. You have a God-given talent. You have to tap into that, cultivate it, and work it again. And it will manifest. If it's singing, playing ball, teaching, whatever it is, find it and use it to your benefit. The lesson my pastor gave was sell your oil. That means take your talent, discover it, and make some money from it. That's how I got from it now. There's something different. Maybe I misunderstand. But yeah, sell your oil. Sell yourself. I'm my biggest market. What? I'm the product. I package it, sell it, do it. I'm everything. One-man band, okay? The rubber band man. I got everything I'm doing, I do myself, okay? Simple. But when you're speaking in terms of worldly manifestation, that's the universe. That's the word. God shows you that. That's his clothing. Oh, I can't believe in God. How you can't prove? Man, stop that. That argument. Don't waste your time with them. Simple as that. And what is being something? If a detective were to go to your house in an attempt to know about you, what they would say, this is the kind of clothes he wore, this is the person that he hung out with, this is the language he spoke, and they would get little like Christ. Everybody wrote about him and no one met him. But everybody tell you about him. I hear stories about me, that's about me. I said, where the hell that come from? It is about me, I don't even know all that. Some people make stuff and put you in stuff, you have no idea. But that's what I'm trying to show you. But when you're doing it, it don't mean nothing what people, why? You doing it is my action. That's my life. I lived it. I had fun. But when you want to know about somebody, you can go into the environment and look around and see what kind of person you are. That's what they tell you. But the person, the way they speak, and these are the kinds of things that you think about, they tell all that by looking at your surroundings. Again, the people you with. Back in them days, everybody I hung out with was bad people. I didn't hang out with good people. Why? I wasn't a good dude. Simple as that. So understand it. Now, I hang out with good people, don't hang out with bad people. Why? I don't do bad things no more. I can't hang out with y'all no more. Sorry, fellas, I got to go. I'm with these guys. The corny guys, them guys that I grew up with, I couldn't stand them nerds or whatever. Man, I got time for the nonsense. No, that's karma, okay? But they can tell you about the clothes you wore. When I walked out the house every day, it was showtime. In my mind, I'm putting on the show. Why? I get dressed to look my best. I match everything, make sure everything is on point. That's the part, that's the caveat. I'm doing me. I'm living the life, okay? And by the music you listen to, if you know me, I'm about funk. My name is P Funk. Oh, yeah, that's where it comes from, okay? And all these things make you who you are. And watch this, the kind of people that you hang out with, again, birds of a feather, and things that you wrote or said that express your feelings through all of these things, that detective who doing their job can tell about you without even being there or not even knowing you in person or meeting you previously. But these are what they call external things that they can see. You can't see what I think and how I feel. That's the difference. That's internal. That's the part I'm trying to show you. Once you master your internal actions, outside ain't that bad. But these are reflections of your own inner nature, but they are also disciplinary practices, that you can use, to discover your own inner self, the God in you, your talent, whatever it is. They allow, all different forms of energy that you can put wherever you need it. In a different form of feeling to be discovered, that to be experienced, For example, a person who grew up, and I don't know how they got a thug, okay? I wasn't a thug, but okay, I lived on the wrong side of the law, did a lot of things. Or a thief, I wasn't, okay? I didn't ever steal, but I know they talk about it. And what happened, if this what you did, and you think and act and feel a certain way about if they were to act in accordance with the teachings, you feel and discover the experience. For example, a person who grew up as a thug or a thief looks and thinks and acts and feels a certain way. We were different people. We thought different, okay? And watch this. They feel a certain way. But if they were to act, he wasn't trying to change. He was comfortable with what he was doing. I wasn't. Nah, that wasn't so, okay. But when they act in accordance with I didn't get all the teachings I got was from him. And then I'm acting according to teachers, and you adopt new ethics, change of mind, different thoughts, different outlooks and different feelings of what? Your divinity. I didn't know God. Now that I do that, I'm doing all those things. Watch this. And for those people who would change the external, that look, I still just look like that. Why? That's just me. Well, I'm not the same dude underneath. That's what changed, the internal part and my external perspectives. And they would eventually, eternally, psychologically, and spiritually be recognized that these other ways of being are more in line with their what? Innate, eternal, essential nature. I feel good doing good stuff. I just tell my mother, good was calling to me. That didn't take much work for me to be good. I like being bad. So I flipped the script. I got it done. One more paragraph and I'm done. So now they tell you. So you start what? Acting like the divinities. Start with Set. Learn everything you can know about Set. Perfect Set in you. Okay? And then you move on. And you learn to think like them again. Speak like them. And speaking the truth that they speak. They are honest. They can't lie. Okay? Maya can't lie. Divine can't do wrong. Why? That's how we built. So I'm built to do the right thing. My thing is, if I know right from wrong, I'm going to do what's right. That's all. If I'm going to do wrong, it's going to be unbeknownst to me. It won't be, no, I ain't doing that no more. Simple. That's the choice. And you gradually become them. They're all inside of you. You got 14, 15 different concept aspects, but it's all about being sharp and mastering oneself in every area of yourself. That's the beautiful thing. Or, watch this, or as explained before, you now discover those hidden qualities. God is hidden. His talents is hidden. You got to find them and cultivate them. And that was are inherent in them. Learn them, live them, become them. And you find those where? Inside you, not out there. So therefore, you're now what? Finding the what? The gods, divinities were in you. But the sister said, I got all my sisters in me. Get all your guys in you by learning them and becoming them. That's what the concept is. And once having discovered them in you, now you can master that energy that they represent. There you go. Luke, use the force. Yoda was showing him how to connect with the force, being safe, live right, do right, treat people right. Those are all characteristics and qualities that you can manifest to become that person. See where we're going with this? Jedi warrior being established in your knowledge of self. I can't be swayed. I can't be BS. Why? I know me. You can't do nothing to me but respect. And that you are now actually the manifestation of the gods that you practice, that you emulate. You can manifest them in your daily life and people will recognize that. Why? Because your manifestation of them, but which was at one time dormant. The serpent is dormant in the bottom of your butt, right? The sacrum, the Kundalini serpent. To wake him up. Righteous living. It don't make a difference. I did it and didn't know it. But I did it. Why? Because I woke up like, what? Everybody wake up different. But when you do that, that's the Kundalini rising. But you were, watch this. Now, it was dormant because what? You were lost in what? Your ignorance and your distractions of the world and your own what? Egoistic notions. Me, I, self. That don't rise the serpent. Ego don't rise. The serpent can't rise through egoism. When you transverse those spears, the Kundalini chakras when they're tuning out by the tree of life, the spears, but it's like branches, levels going up each level. When you transverse those spears of the tree, you are now actually what? Expanding your consciousness by what? Discovering each divinity and the principles that you study, and you put it in what? Meditation. You meditate upon them and you adopt and you practice the principles of each netherworld in you. And since they are connected all as a family, as one, all other divinities, they give you what? Entry where? Into other levels of other aspects of your divine consciousness, becoming God conscious, aka know thyself. It's all mental. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. I know it took a little while, but the message is getting a little longer. But the views getting a little shorter. Hope I can reverse that trend. So, right thinkers, hope you enjoy the lesson. In closing, may you all live to be 100, me, 100 miles a day. So I never know if my right thinkers who starting to get understanding and practicing the principles that they're learning has passed away. I'll be right back.